Hello and welcome to our West Coast Today podcast with me, Sandy Neal.
Me, Matt Young.
Me, Fiona Scott.
And me, Owen Wild.
We're here to give you a little insight into some of the stories from Scotland's autumnal West Coast this week, appearing in this Thursday's Lochaber Times and Oban Times, and on our one-stop shop website, www.westcoasttoday.co.uk. We love hearing your stories, so why not drop us an email at editor@obantimes.co.uk or editor@lochabertimes.co.uk or through our socials, or give us a call on 01631 568 000. Now, Kathy is this very moment flying off on holiday to Spain. She just doesn't know what she's missing. But before her plane left the runway, she kindly left us a wee report of her stories this week, which Matt will kindly tell us about. Now, Matt.
Thank you, Sandy. I shall try spare a thought for Kathy at this tough time. Oban's main cultural hub is on a firmer financial footing for the future, according to its latest set of accounts. With the news that debts have been cut and even more bills paid off, the next financial year is looking brighter, with a projection that the Rockfield Centre could break even in 2026. Up-to-date accounts will be on the agenda at the Centre's AGM on October 29 at 7:30pm. TV environmentalist Chris Packham has branded Scotland's farmed salmon industry as the country's dirty little secret after 75,000 fish escaped from a Maui site at Loch Linnhe. Lochaber District Salmon Fishery Board has extended its salmon fishing, mobilising anglers to catch any escapees. It is part of a coordinated effort to help assess whether escaped fish have entered freshwater systems. Concerns are that potential for interbreeding with wild fish could be detrimental to the population.
Thank you very much, Matt, and through you, Kathy. Now, moving up the West Coast, Fee, what's been happening in Lochaber, other than the Royal National Mòd, which we'll come to later?
Well, thank you, Sandy. Well, apart from the Mòd, it's been a really busy week as usual here in Lochaber. A community-wide campaign and an inspirational charity from our area has taken prestigious honours at this year's Age Scotland Awards. The event recognises the hard work and dedication of individuals, groups and organisations that make a positive difference to the lives of older people in communities in Scotland. Elsewhere, and with the Scottish Parliament elections looming in May 2026, we take a look at the candidates aiming to take over from Kate Forbes MSP in the Skye, Lochaber and Badenoch constituency. And looming ever closer than that, it's Christmas. Is it too early to mention that, you think?
No,
Definitely.
Please bring on the chair.
Never too early for Christmas. Don't be a humbug.
Never too early for Christmas. Oh well, you guys can't enter this, unfortunately. So this week we launched the Lochaber Rotary Santa's Elves competition, in which youngsters aged between 5 and 10 years old can win a chance to join Santa on his sleigh for the Grand Parade on Saturday, November the 29th, as part of the Lochaber Rotary Christmas Festival. You can also catch up on all of this week's news and sport on the Lochaber Times website at www.westcoasttoday.co.uk.
Thank you very much, Fee. Well, we're jumping back south now, back into the lands and islands of the Oban Times. And we're back to Matt to tell us about some of the stories he's been looking into this week. Matt, the floor is yours again.
Thank you, Sandy. Visit Scotland have launched a new marketing push to focus on driving tourists to Argyll during the off-season. The scheme is backed by £2 million from the Scottish Government and will focus on both domestic and international visitors. Hear more about the scheme in this week's Oban Times and online. Oban's Lifeboat came to the rescue of a 30-foot yacht after it broke down in a bay off the Ross of Mull. The volunteer crew ended up towing the vessel to Kerrera Marina, where it was successfully secured by the boatyard crew. The police are searching for new youth recruits in Oban. Police Scotland's Youth Volunteers are a nationwide organisation with branches all across the country. The scheme aims to strengthen the relationship between young people and the police, with the Oban branch meeting bi-weekly at Oban High School.
Thank you very much, times 2, Matt. Now, sticking to the same Oban Times patch, Owen has some sad news from Tobermory.
Thank you, Sandy. Sad news indeed. Mull said goodbye to its most famous feline last week, as Ledgig, the final Tobermory cat, died after being hit by a car. At 18, Ledgig's long and happy life was full of pets, treats and photos from the thousands of fans he mustered. Tributes has poured in since his death, and his antics will always be remembered on Mull. Now, that's where the regular news ends for this podcast, but it's time, as you've all been waiting for, to discuss quite a sizable event, the Mòd. Inside this week's papers, we've got plenty of special Mòd content, interviews and photos. Sandy and I were running around Fort William last week, speaking to all the winners and locals we could find. Monday and Tuesday brought the best of the youngsters, with some big wins for some of our own, and Wednesday and Thursday saw Gaelic's top solo singers crowned in the gold medal and silver pendant contests, each having their own inspiring story of their journey to the top.
Thank you very much, Owen. We have a huge spread of stories and photos from the Royal National Mòd in this week's Lochaber Times and Oban Times, where you can find out about all the great local victories. It was a sensational win on home turf by Lochaber Gaelic Choir, victories at last for Isla and Barra, and a record score for Argyll's own Corsha, Ciaun and Turk. Pick up a copy this Thursday to read all about it. I think that'll do for this week. Many thanks for listening, and it's bye from me, Sandy Neal.
Bye from me, Matt Young.
Bye from me, Fiona Scott.
And bye from me, Owen Wild.
Bye.